Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashvika, the channel where we talk about the financing, cryptos and NFTs. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about, is it really possible to get started with a business with complete $0? Is it really possible? I'm going to be talking about some of the parameters in this video and we're going to tell you whether it's possible or not based on my own experience and knowledge. So let's dive in with today's video. Before we go back, consider clicking the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video in the future, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. We upload videos every single week. When we do so, you're gonna get notified about it. So before going into the part of the video, I want to place over here a disclaimer that everything I'm going to be sharing here, it depends on my experience and knowledge so far. I mean, for some of you guys, it may be applicable. For some of you guys, it may not be. So if you really want some tax expert or finance expert or some expert advice, please contact the consultation or the expert in those areas. I'm not an expert. I'm just going to be sharing based on my own experience and knowledge as being myself an online entrepreneur getting started with my business back in the March of 2020. Okay, let's begin with today's video. Possible to start a business completely with $0? Now, the answer is yes and no. It's possible as well and it's not possible depending on the few parameters. The first parameter that I have for you is what kind of business you are starting, whether it's a physical product-based business, digital product-based business. Obviously, in the physical product-based business, you need to have an inventory. I mean, it's not necessary. There are so many people who actually drop ship or who use a print-on-demand route to actually get started with a physical product-based business. But if you really want to have a handmade physical product-based business, the things you're creating by your hands, then obviously you need an inventory or you need to have the cost of the materials, the shipping and the delivery, that kind of route you're going. If you are drop shipping, then you still need money because you're gonna be placing order on third party companies or the third party suppliers who is supplying the particular product to your customer. So you would be needing a little bit of the money, but you won't be needing that much of the inventory. So the cost of getting started with the drop shipping is less in comparison to getting started with the physical handmade product business. Okay, another route you could go with the print on demand. Now the print on demand services or print on demand websites, marketplaces are so common, and print on demand is a way to go getting started with a physical product based business if you're starting with a merch or many print on demand services which you can directly connect with your website like the Printful, Printify and Gooden and get started with that. I have an entire channel dedicating to the making money online as a creative person in which I talk about print on demand and other stuff. So make sure to check it out, that channel. I'm going to leave that in the box below. But anyway, this is basically the physical product based business. Let's move over to the digital product based business. Now, if you're selling the digital product, then you might need some software, although there are so many different softwares that have the free plans as well, in which you can get started with that, like the Canva and Trello. You can get started with completely free, and later on if you want their premium plan, then obviously you can pay for that. But in the beginning, you can get started with a free plan as well. On the software cost, whether you are going with the premium or the free software, depending on that software, first you need to create a digital product. So you need a software, you need a form in which you're gonna create a product. Okay, that is the first thing. The second is the delivery of that digital product. How you're gonna deliver that, whether you're gonna upload it on your own website, whether you're gonna sell on the marketplaces like the Etsy, Creative Market, Creative Fabrica, or whether you're gonna use some other services like the Gumroad, Payhip, which have the free and the premium plan both. You can get started with the free plan as well, and later on if you want to go with the premium plan, you can opt out for that. In the digital product, the cost of making a product is so much reduced in comparison to the physical product. Okay, of course there could be some technical stuff that you have to explain to your customer. Maybe you have to get back and forth with your customer to tell them how to use the product. It may be a little bit of that particular stuff would be there, but again, the cost of making the product is reduced a lot. So that is the second type of the business. Let's move on to the third type of the business that you can very well start, is service-based business. Whether you're working as a freelancer, consultation, or coach, whatever it is, that is also most common nowadays. Like you can offer your services either on Fiverr, Upwork, or the different marketplaces, or either you can sell your services in the Facebook groups, on the Instagram, while making a social media platform, or also on your website or via the YouTube channel, whatever way you want to use for your marketing to actually get the clients for your freelancing. So these are the three basic of the types of the businesses which you can get started with that. Of course, the other type of the businesses that you can get started with selling the softwares, Like some people do have their software built and they allow the services for using that particular software. So for software building, you need to pay money to hire some developer or use some kind of a third party services. I mean, it depends. But these are the three basic types of the businesses that you can get started with that. Okay. Now let's move on to the another part. If you're getting started with a business, then you can get started with a sole proprietorship, LLC, S corp, C corp, like whatever kind of company formation. If you want to go with that, then you have to pay the money for that. Like if you're going with the LLC, you have to pay money for forming an LLC. Now here I'm not an expert in this area. I'm just sharing my own experience and knowledge so far. So you have to pay money to form an LLC, to form a corporation, or to form a sole proprietorship, whatever, whichever part of the world you live in. It depends, it varies a lot. So you might need to contact your expert in this area in your country to get more information about it, but you might need some money to actually pay for that particular service. Nowadays is free or not, like you can get started with $0 or not. Of course, these are the online routes I have told you. If you're getting started with the offline business, naturally you need money to have an inventory. If you're selling a physical product or if you're selling something other, selling services, you need to have some kind of a inventory or some kind of a marketing stuff in which you can get started with that. Again, I don't have much of the experience in the getting started with the business in the offline space because I have an experience in the online space. So I'm not gonna go that much depth in the offline space. So these are the few parameters. Yes, it's possible to get started with the business completely $0. I mean, when I'm saying $0, that means literally $0 because that's the way I get started with that. But you have to be very, very strategic on how you're actually starting with that, what kind of product you're selling, where you are selling, where you are making the money. You have to be very strategic with that because some of the ways in which you're going with that are naturally going to take money from the upfront to get started with making money. Like for the drop shipping, you might need some money. Physical handmade products, you might need money for inventory, for material cost and all. For print on demand, you don't need that much of the money. But again, you want to sell the products. Where are you going to sell the products? If you're selling on the marketplaces, Etsy does take a money for listing fees. Okay, if you're selling on the Amazon, via the Amazon FBA, you have to pay the money. They have the plan. I'm not sure how much does it cost because I never personally use that, but they do have a cost. If you're getting started with your website, selling your products on your website, then you have to have money to get started with opening up your website. If you're going with using subdomains from some free websites, free website builders, like some of the website builders do have a free subdomain, like you don't need to get a domain name for your business in the beginning if you don't have a money for that. Like you can try the Wix and they do have the free subdomains. But if you want to go with the business domain name, business email address and all those things, you do need money. So the way you're starting with your business, you have to be very strategic if you really want to get started with the $0. If you're starting with a service-based business, you can get started with a Fiverr and Upwork. You don't need to pay your money in the upfront to the Fiverr and Upwork for selling your services. Once you sell your service and you made some money, obviously they're gonna take the commission for every services you're selling, for every transaction that is happening. But you can get started with that free. Depends which route you want to go and how you want to proceed with that. Now technically I started with $0. I started with selling the digital products completely on a Gumroad for in their free plan, and I created the magazine using the softwares that was completely free. I did a lot of the research to find the free resources for me to get started with that. I wasn't having any money, and the moment I made the money in my business, I reinvested that money and I get with the premium software, with the premium plans, getting started with building my own website, because in the beginning I wasn't really having my own website to sell the magazine. Make your own business website or business email address, you do need a money. Okay, and since I wasn't having that time, so I started selling my magazine on the Gumroad website without having a website. Then once I made some money from my magazine selling, then I started actually reinvesting that money, forming the website, getting the premium plans, getting the premium softwares and all those, and then I reinvested. So depending on what kind of business you're starting, how you're forming, how you want to proceed with that, you're living in whichever part of the country or whichever part of the world, it depends a lot whether you can get started with $0 or not. But still you can do a strategic planning and research to invest as little money as possible in getting started with your business, because the more money you invest in the beginning, it's a kind of like a risky. You don't know whether that business will going to scale or not, whether you're going to get the clients or customers or not. So I would highly recommend you to invest as little as possible in your business. And if you can get started with $0, fine. I started with $0 and I'm saying it's possible, but you have to be very strategic and you have to do a lot of the planning and research for that. And you may have to invest a lot of the time and energy because you're not investing money, so you have to invest the time and energy in doing that stuff. So again, it's there is a lot of the learning curve is there, so it depends on you how you want to pursue, but it's possible to get started with that. Okay, in some cases it's possible, in some of the cases it's not possible, depending on what kind of business you're starting. So hopefully this video have cleared whether it's possible to get started with $0 business or not. You have to invest, or you can get started with completely $0. Hopefully this video will going to help you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have you ever started with your business? Have you ever invested any money? I would really love to know about your own experience getting started with your own business. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I'm gonna see you in the next week with the next video. Take care. Bye guys.